John Jones will always find a way to win.
Even at his age.
Mark my words.
Father
Mark
time.
my words. John Jones will find a way to win. He's man. He's not only super smart, athletic. He's got heart. He's got all the skills. He's got Greg Jackson with him. He's got a solid team. He's got these masterminds with him. He's smart. He's not going to go out there and just please the crowd and okay. They want me to find him in June. Okay, I'll find it. No. This is warfare. This is war. Everything is calculated. That's why he became the champ and stayed the champ.
Do you think John is ducking you?
Yes.
While everyone is doubting John Jones and blaming him for ducking Tom Aspinall, former UFC champion and TKO world champion David Loiseau has slammed all such rumors and predicted an easy win for the champ John Jones. David Loiseau believes that John Jones is the best right now, and no one is even close to him in his division. During a recent interview with Ariel Helwani, David confidently said that John would easily beat Tom Aspinall. He added that John Jones always finds a way to win, no matter what. According to him, John will always figure it out.
Who's the best right now? It's John Jones. It's not even close.
You think he beats Tom?
Absolutely.
Well, that easily?
John Jones will always find a way to win.
Even at his age.
Mark my words.
Father time.
Mark my words. John Jones will find a way to win.
David Loiseau said John Jones is not just super smart and athletic, he also has heart. He explained that John has all the skills, a strong team, and Greg Jackson in his corner. Loiseau called them masterminds and said John is not stupid. He believes John is taking his time before fighting Tom Aspinall because he's analyzing, studying, and doing his homework. According to Loiseau, John Jones is a dangerous man.
He's got heart. He's got all the skills. He's got Greg Jackson with him. He's got a solid team. He's got these masterminds with him. John Jones is not stupid. John Jones is taking his time before stepping in there with Aspinall because he's analyzing, he's studying, he's doing his homework. John Jones is a bad man.
David Loiseau repeated that John Jones is a bad man, but also very smart. He said John isn't the type to rush into a fight just to please others. Loiseau explained that John won't just say, oh, they want me to fight in June. Okay, I'll do it. Instead, he sees it like war. Everything John does is planned and calculated. That's how he became champion and stayed champion. When asked if he would take the fight if he were John or if the risk was too big, Loiseau said he would take it.
He's a bad man, but he's smart. He's smart. He's not going to go out there and just please the crowd and okay, they want me to find him in June. Okay, I'll find it. No. This is warfare. This is war. Everything is calculated. That's why he became the champ and stayed the champ.
David Loiseau thinks John Jones should just do what he feels is right. According to David, John will take the fight, but he also believes if John doesn't take it, he still sees him as the best. He said John is still the man. He's the heavyweight champion. He defended his belt, moved up in weight, and could beat his opponent again and do it easily. Loiseau finished by saying he truly believes John Jones is the one.
You think he ends up taking it?
I think so. I think so. And if he doesn't, so what? He's still the best. He's still the man. He light heavyweight champ, defended, went up in weight, went up to heavyweight, beat Cyril Gane like very easily. Listen, man, I think he's the one. I think he's the man.
Moreover, when Ariel Helwani asked if he would take the fight if he were John Jones, David Loiseau said he would take his time, just like John is doing. He agreed with John's approach, studying, preparing, and making sure everything is done right. Loiseau said John should just do his thing and focus on getting the job done.
If you were him, would you take this fight, or does the risk outweigh the reward?
I would take my time. I would do what he's doing. Take your time, John. Take your time. Just do your thing. Just do your thing, man.
On the other hand, Colby Covington goes off on Jon Jones, accusing him of avoiding a fight with Tom Aspinall. Covington said he believes Tom is the guy who can beat Jon for sure, and claimed Jon is scared of him. He said Jon is ducking Tom and doesn't want to take the risk. Instead, according to Covington, Jon is choosing easier opponents like lower-ranked fighters. Colby questioned why people still consider Jon Jones the greatest of all time, saying Jon ruined his own legacy by avoiding Tom Aspinall. He didn't hold back, calling Jon a coward and even bringing up past controversies from Jon's personal life.
I know he has to get that win, but do you think Tom Aspinall's the guy to beat Jon Jones?
For sure. Jon's scared of him. He's ducking him, man. He don't want to fight. That's why he's like, oh, I'll vacate the title. I'll fight the number 10 guy. Scared. Why do people think Jon Jones is a GOAT? He literally destroyed his legacy by ducking Tom Aspinall. The guy's a coward, and he's a woman beater. He beat his Jon Jones.
Colby Covington also harshly criticized Jon Jones after his win over Stipe Miocic. He called him a disgrace and a joke. In his view, Stipe was not in his prime. Colby praised Stipe for being a first responder and called him the greatest heavyweight of all time, but added that Stipe was too old during the fight and was only there for a paycheck. Covington argued that Jones didn't beat the same Stipe, who was in his prime. He said there was nothing special about Jon's performance and accused him of avoiding real challenges. According to Colby, Jones ducked Francis Ngannou for years and is now doing the same with Tom Aspinall because he knows those are the kinds of fights he could lose.
Dude, Jon Jones is an absolute disgrace to this earth. He's a joke. I mean, yeah, you beat Stipe. Respect to Stipe first off, because he's a first responder and you know, he puts his life on the line for the people and for his community. So shout out to Stipe. He's, you know, the greatest heavyweight of all time, but he was past his time. He shouldn't even have been there, man. He knows he was old and he was just showing up for a paycheck. You know, that's not the Stipe of old, you know, that was in his prime anymore. So, you know, I don't think anything special with that performance. I think Jon needs to stop ducking Tom Aspinall, just like he ducked Ngannou. You know, he ducked Ngannou for years. Now he's ducking Aspinall. So he doesn't want to fight the guys he knows he's getting his ass whooped against. So I don't think anything special with Jon Jones.
However, UFC legend Chael Sonnen doesn't agree with Covington and clarified that Jon Jones never turned down the fight. He explained that Jon had discussed negotiating, even mentioning a $30 million figure, but never received a phone call that caused him to hesitate or back out.
Jon Jones never backed down from that fight. That is not accurate. That was misreported. Jon Jones never said no to that fight. He talked about he was going to negotiate and he needed $30 million. He never got the phone call where he flinched, just so you know.
Chael Sonnen further defended Jon Jones, saying the rumors about him ducking Tom Aspinall are false. He explained that while Jon says a lot to the media and sometimes trolls or tries to negotiate publicly, what really matters is what he says when he gets the official phone call. According to Sonnen, when Jon is told who he's fighting, he always says yes. Sonnen made it clear that any answer from Jon that isn't yes doesn't happen behind the scenes. He stressed that Jon has not avoided the fight with Aspinall. In fact, Sonnen said he wishes Jon had ducked the fight so he could criticize him, but he didn't.
I'm telling you, this Jon Jones business, Jones will say a lot of things to the media. When he gets that phone call, here's the guy you're fighting. Do you understand? Yes. And that is what he will say. All the other reports are not true. Jon has come out, he's been a troll, he's had some fun, he even tried to negotiate in the media. Privately, he takes that phone call, it's yes or anything else that comes out of his mouth. Any answer that's not yes is not yes. But that did not happen. That is a false report. Jon Jones has not ducked this fight. I wish he did. I'd love to bury him. He didn't.
Chael Sonnen believes that interest in the potential fight between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall is fading. He said the hype is dying down and shared his own theory on why. According to Sonnen, the main reason is that fans don't believe the fight is actually going to happen.
Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall is a flame that is burning. It is not a flame that is growing. And I will just tell you by the numbers, the interest in this fight is getting less and less. Now, what really interests me there is, first off, I've not seen that. I can give you a number of examples of fights and where one side refuses or resists, it ends up adding to it. So I have my own guesses as to why this fight is dying. And my strongest guess is the audience doesn't believe they're going to get it. And the audience isn't going to get behind and be excited for something that they believe is going to lead them to a disappointment. So, too good to be true. Now that'd be a good problem to have. If I'm right in my analysis, that'd be a great problem to have.
On the other hand, Joe Rogan is excited for this fight. He warned Tom Aspinall about the skill set of Jon Jones. Rogan is a fan of Jon Jones's power, and he thinks that despite being a great fighter, Aspinall could struggle against someone like Jon Jones.
And, you know, you're getting up to elite status where you're calling out Jon Jones. Jon Jones has had some trials and tribulations, but the skill set and the ability to push deep into rounds. But Aspinall, we've only seen him smash. But again, what is it like in the 5th round with Jon Jones? Because if you can't steamroll Jon Jones, that's the boogeyman. Like, Jon Jones is the boogeyman.
However, Joe Rogan admits that Aspinall is not someone to be underestimated. He questioned whether Jon Jones could handle someone like Tom Aspinall, who is a natural heavyweight with incredible speed and movement. Rogan called Aspinall an exceptional athlete and said he's faster than any heavyweight he's ever seen, even faster than Francis Ngannou. He pointed out that Aspinall's rare mix of size, speed, and skill could be a serious problem, even for someone as accomplished as Jon Jones.
Can he do that with a guy like Aspinall, who's a legit 255-pound natural who moves like he's 80 pounds lighter? He's a freak, man.
Yeah.
Aspinall's a freak. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem.
Former UFC featherweight and new GFL signee Mike Grundy also shared his thoughts on training with Tom Aspinall and the matchup between Jon Jones and Tom. Grundy said he always believed Tom would become a UFC champion. He explained that Tom is fast, talented, and skilled. According to Grundy, Tom has done really well and deserves to be where he is now. He said from the very beginning he always saw Tom becoming a champion one day. Mike Grundy predicted that Tom Aspinall is possibly the only fighter who could beat Jon Jones. He said that while Jon is an absolute legend, Tom might be his kryptonite. Grundy believes Tom has what it takes to challenge Jon as no one else can.
So can you tell me about training with Tom Aspinall and his rise to the UFC? Did you always see that coming?
Me personally, yeah, I always said Tom's going to be a UFC champion. Just because, you know, his ability, he's very fast, he's very talented, and he's done well, and he's I suppose he deserves where he's at. And yeah, I always said from day one that he'll be a UFC champion.
Meanwhile, Rampage Jackson called Jon Jones the greatest fighter of all time and acknowledged his dominance in MMA. After watching Tom Aspinall's recent performances, Jackson admitted that Tom is a serious contender. However, he said it's still hard to imagine anyone beating Jon. In the end, Jackson emphasized that only a real fight in the octagon can prove who's truly the best.
Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. No, Jon Jones is the GOAT in my book. You know, he's one of the best. And I recently saw Aspinall fight for the first time recently, and he's a great fighter, and he's a great champion. But I think it'll be tough for me to ever say that anybody will beat Jon Jones until it happens.
Australian heavyweight Tai Tuivasa believes that if anyone can beat Jon Jones right now, it's Tom Aspinall. He pointed out that Aspinall is much younger, while Jones seems past his prime and possibly nearing retirement. Still, Tuivasa called Jon Jones the greatest of all time and said that title isn't really up for debate, even with all the wild things Jones has done outside the cage.
I think if there's anyone to beat Jones, it would be Tom.
He's a lot younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jones in his prime, I think, would destroy him. But right now,
anyone's ever been Jones?
Yeah. He's got one foot out the door now. He's getting up there in age.
Yeah, he's on his way out, that's for sure.
You think he's the GOAT?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think it's close.
Yeah. He does some crazy outside the ring, but
so do you.
The heavyweight star Stipe Miocic shared advice for Tom Aspinall, warning him not to let Jon control the pace of their potential fight. Miocic said this rule applies to any opponent. If you let the other fighter dictate the action, you're likely to lose. He pointed out that giving up control is one of the biggest mistakes a fighter can make in the octagon.
Yeah, no, I 100%. I think also too is that you just don't let him dictate what he wants. There's any fighter, not just Jon Jones, any fight, don't let them dictate what they want to do, because you let them do what they want, that's the end of the road for you. You're fucked.
Jon Jones's former rival, Stipe Miocic, praised Jon Jones as one of the greatest fighters of all time, highlighting his smart strategy and unpredictable style. He warned Tom Aspinall not to repeat the mistakes he made in his own fight with Jones, Jones, like taking hard shots such as the liver punch. Still, Miocic had high praise for Aspinall's toughness, strength, speed, and ability to stay calm under pressure. He believes that if Aspinall remains focused and composed, he has a real chance to do well against Jon Jones.
You know, he's getting better every fight. With Jones, you know, he's as good as one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. He's just smart, real tricky.
What's the best advice you'd give Tom Aspinall?
Don't do what I did.
Avoid the liver shot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do? But I think Tommy, that guy, he's super tough and he hits hard. He moves well. He's a big man. I think that he stays calm under the situation, and whatever happens, he just stays calm. I think he'll be fine. You know, he pitches shots. He's smart what he does, and I think he'll do fine.
UFC lightweight fighter Chase Hooper believes Jon Jones is nearing the end of his career, but still has the skill and experience to win. He predicts that Jon will likely neutralize Tom Aspinall's wrestling and outpoint him. While Hooper doesn't expect the fight to be very exciting, he sees it as another win for Jones.
I mean, Jon's he's on the way out. I still think he gets it done, though. He's just so savvy, and I think he'll be able to maybe deny the wrestling. And honestly, just kind of outpoint him. I don't think it'll be a super fun fight, but I think it'll be another win for Jon Jones.
UFC welterweight Carlos Prates shared his thoughts on a possible fight between Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones, showing respect for both men. While he acknowledged Aspinall's impressive skills, Prates made it clear he's a big fan of Jon Jones. He praised Jones as the best fighter in the world and said he firmly believes no one can beat him.
Bro, you know, Tom Aspinall is really good, but I'm really big fan of Jon Jones, you know, and Jon Jones is the kind of guy, #1 in the world. Nobody can beat him. I don't know, I think Jon Jones.
Frank Mir also believes Tom Aspinall could be a serious threat to Jon Jones, but he still picks Jones to win. He explained that Jon's superior wrestling would be the key. According to Mir, Jones could take Aspinall down, control him on the ground, and use ground and pound to stop his jiu-jitsu. Mir also said that even if Jones beats Aspinall, it wouldn't add much to his legacy, because most people already see Jon as one of the greatest fighters of all time.
I think Tom might have the best chance of anybody to beat Jon right now. But that being said, I still think Jon wins the fight just because of his wrestling. I think he puts, Tom on his back and is able to nullify his jiu-jitsu from being in top position with his elbows and control. What does Jon win to take that fight? He goes out there and beats Tom. Is it really going to make or break his career? I don't think anybody.
Well, the matchup between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall has the potential to be one of the most compelling heavyweight clashes in recent memory. On one side stands a proven champion with years of experience, unmatched fight IQ, and a legacy built on dominance. On the other is a rising force explosive, fast and dangerous in all areas. Whether it's a tactical battle or a dramatic finish, this fight promises high stakes, elite skill, and a moment that could redefine the division.